Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, and we made it to a new episode. I'm very excited about this one because we are going to be bored together. Yes, I repeat, let's get bored. Who wants to be boring? Who wants to get bored? Like, there is no time these days to be bored, right? Well, that's what we think, and that's exactly where the issue lies. I'm gonna take my phone because, well, no, I did not prepare this podcast episode. I just wanted to be very spontaneous, and because I really felt like I wanted to talk, so let's talk. And I didn't want to write everything out and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna find back what I've just noted in my notes, and let's start from there. So we are specifically talking about our nervous systems. My own nervous system inspired me to make this episode because I feel like my nervous system is really trying to tell me something. It's screaming for at least like months, at least like a year maybe. And there are some great moments. Honestly, I really feel so good and all this kind of stuff. But there are some like repeated patterns that just keep on happening, keep on repeating. We tend to be chronically stressed. And that comes because our nervous system is out of balance. And when your nervous system is out of balance, everything is out of balance. And you cannot go to that next level. Even though you're trying so hard, you're doing everything, you're working out more, or at least you want to. You're very motivated. You see everything very big. You're ambitious. You have your good days where you do a lot of stuff and you write things down. Eat better, right? You're really trying to prep some good meals that are healthy for your body, your mind. But yet if your nervous system is not dealt with and not like in a good foundation, you won't keep up with all your good new rituals, new habits. You cannot create new habits if you don't understand and balance out your old ones. That's in my opinion. And that's also what I've seen from my own experience. And as much as I try, I keep being even more frustrated because I just end up in this loop again. I'm like, how is this even possible? Honestly, I'm working so hard. I'm not the same person anymore. I can feel it. And yet I feel like I just can't move on or like keep on the new rhythm I've created myself, Sometimes we have the vision and it's so high and we feel it and we want it and we do everything to get there. But something is just holding us back, and that's just our nervous system. And that's also why you have these very deep like mood swings and very demotivating talks in your head, thoughts that come by and be like, no, you know what, quit everything, stop it, you are maybe not really made for this, just quit it already, stop it. It's just because your body is like, please hold on, wait, I cannot follow, please wait, we have some baggage of the past we still have to, do something with, I guess. So anyway, I found after some research and my personal experiences, I wrote down some points that I really need to pay attention to. And I think this is the base of regulating our nervous system. So if you want to know how to regulate your nervous system, here is how. Get bored with me. So number 1, this is a good one, guys. Stop turning things into identities or personalities or traits or whatever. It just adds so much pressure on you. For example, you see a beautiful, stunning wellness influencer, right? And everything is so perfect. Her body's perfect. She's so much in shape. She has a lot of energy. She is working with, like the best wellness brands. And you suddenly feel this urge of becoming a wellness influencer too. And you're like, oh my God, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to start doing Pilates every day. And this is so me. I can feel it. I finally have it. And I'm going to do this every single day. And I'm going to make a whole identity and like, a new alter ego and create a new page. And this will be my wellness page. And I'm going to make a whole business out of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a major red flag. It's just, again, you spiraling and you being scared of not getting to your full potential one day. It's like this kind of FOMO, but like FOMO to your own potential, future, security, safety, and your own personality that's not being acknowledged or recognized. I think this is like where the fear and this urge is coming from. And then you're going to pressure yourself because you're doing this every single time over and over again. When you have like a new idea, the new idea becomes a whole new personality, a whole new part of you, a whole new business idea, right? A whole new world. And it's positive. But if this happens all the time, it's just very exhausting and so much pressure, because then you're like, okay, now I'm like committed to this idea and I have to work out every single day. But then you feel like your body is so tired and it cannot follow. And then you feel guilty. You start to feel guilty, right? And then you're going to put pressure on yourself. You're going to rethink the idea. You're going to be like, okay, but where do I fit? Like, if I don't fit here, where do I fit? Like, you're getting lost again. Yada, 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 yada. It's just a lot. So first things first, step number 1, stop turning things into identities. You are you. You like what you do. Give it a shot. See how it goes. Don't talk about it. Not to yourself. Just do it because you like to do it, because you want to try it, not because you're having a whole new business model in your head for this particular idea, or I don't know. Just try to avoid that. If it keeps happening, just write it down, ignore it, and come back like a month later. I think, because a lot can change in a month, even weeks. So just know that nothing is permanent. Even the choice you make today is doesn't have to be a permanent choice forever. It can change. So second point is reduce decisions before you add regulation. Your nervous system is exhausted from making choices. Choices, options. It's like, it's a lot. Everything is so fast these days. We all know that. And it's just hard to make one decision, or like, just know that your nervous system is not going to be exhausted from doing and trying, quitting, renewing, but from choosing constantly and trying to make it dramatic, more dramatic than it is. Like I said, nothing is permanent. You can try it and see how that goes. But that's also why I say it's important to be a little more boring and have like this very structured, regulated habits. For example, eat the same breakfast every single day for 8 days straight, or like 1 week, for example. Your brain doesn't have to choose. You just do it because you know you're going to do it. You know exactly what you are going to do, going to eat, and you don't have to think about it. And it just like takes so much pressure off of your shoulders, and you don't wake up as tired as before because you have to like make a choice and like make another kind of breakfast because you don't always want to eat the same. Well, that's what I'm saying. Again, let's get boring and do the same thing every single time and every single day again. And that's how you're going to re-regulate your nervous system, right? Because the nervous system has to be regulated and balanced. And regulation comes with repetition. And I see this in so many different aspects in life, even on social media, but that's not a topic. Yeah, what I also wanted to say is like, for example, another example could be, because I'm like looking at my phone and my jewelry, is like wearing the same jewelry pieces that make you happy, make you feel good every single day, again and again. So you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to pick another set of jewelry that matches or whatever. No, just wear always the same ones, even if it's just like 1 or 2 rings, 1 pair of earrings, or the same necklace over and over again. It's just like this routine. It's like this relearning some new habits and new patterns that are nice and that are like linked to good memories, a good feeling, right? And to like relink that to your brain and the habit. And so like with every single small thing in life, jewelry, your food, the same song when you wake up, just like these, small things that repeat in your life, and you don't have to think about it anymore, and you just like even gain some time out of it too, because boring is safe and safe is regulated. So point 3, make repetition neutral, not meaningful. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it will mean something, like the jewelry, because it's joyful and, you feel good with those pair of jewelries, or you love this breakfast, so it's not really like a hard thing to do. But for example, repetition only works when it's empty of expectation, because when you're going to expect something from yourself or other people, it's going to be, again, like this pressure and heavy weight that you don't want to add to, the system. For example, go to a yoga class with the rule, I don't care if I like it. I'm just going to do it because, it's good for my body and my soul. Because there will be days you're just going to think to yourself, like, what am I doing here? Maybe I'm not really liking it anymore. Maybe it's not for me. But I'm taking these particular examples because these are my own personal examples. I started to take yoga a little more seriously because I'm gonna join like a school or like a program, yoga teacher program in Bali. And I've been talking with those yogis and teachers, and they told me I should, practice yoga daily at least, and, have it as my lifestyle. And when it becomes a lifestyle, it's more like a regulation, right? It's like not an expectation, but I've put too much expectation to it, which means more pressure. And then I get bored because I'm like, I want to quit. Because every single time I put too much expectations and pressure on myself, one moment or another, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm just don't feel joy anymore. I'm just like over it already, because I see and understand it's like much harder than I thought it was going to be, or whatever reason it is, right? I'm just like, all new beginnings are like so exciting and so fun, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I already did this like twice or 3 times, and I'm like done. But that's because my nervous system is like not regulated, and it shouldn't be an expectation. It should be a regulation. It should be normal, a lifestyle, a thing you just do, not because you freaking like it or whatever, because you're always going to dislike a moment. That's with everything in life. It's with a business you created out of passion. You loved it, but then it became a business. And then there are some days that are just so shitty, and you'd be like, you know what, maybe I should quit everything. No, that's not how it works. You're doing it because you have to do it, because it's regulated, because it's a part of your life now. It's a lifestyle, right? So yeah, you do it because you're doing it, and not because another reason, because that reason can change, but because it's doing you good, because it's good for your body and your mind, right? So step 4 is shorten everything. So for example, your nervous system doesn't like long commitments with everything, right? Because you're going to quit anyway, you're going to get bored, but like bored in another way, because it's like more escaping and changing every single time over and over again. My lipstick is like sticky, and I just realized my lips were like stuck. It was like stuck in the stickiness. I'm especially talking about a nervous system that is out of balance, right? But for example, for someone with a nervous system that's like really agitated, for someone with a nervous system who is very attacked or tired or whatever, it is good to halfen all your tasks. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to work out for 1 hour, no, just start with 10 minutes. Or even, for example, last night you're thinking, okay, when I wake up, I'm going to start with some stretchings and 20 minutes of yoga. Then it's the morning, and then your first move is grabbing your phone, and bim, you only have like 2 minutes left out of these 20 minutes that you were going to do yoga, and you feel guilty, and you're like, you know what? Never mind then. I'm just gonna continue. No. That's not how it works. At least take those 2 minutes left out of these 20 minutes to do some stretchings or one yoga pose or whatever. And then you can take this off, and it's going to make you feel so much better. And it's all about not quitting what you were planned to do, but just halve it. And even if that doesn't work, just do, like one little exercise, and you're already going to feel so much better. And maybe when you're doing this one exercise, you're going to do naturally a second one or a third one or fourth one. And it's going to make you proud. It's like good for your ego as well, but it's going to also show your brain that you can do it. And it's just a good start, but just don't put too much pressure on yourself. And don't feel guilty either if you don't do what you've planned to do. Just halve it, right? Just instead of saying, okay, I really want to focus on reading my book and read at least like a whole chapter. Okay, but why don't you start with just sitting down, grab your book, open it, read one page, see how that goes. Okay, the fifth one is actually a very important one. So remove future thinking from the present. We always tend to say like be more present. But I myself, I'm always too much in the past. I can't let go of the past, and I'm too much with my head in the future. That's not good. It is good to plan ahead. It's good to reflect, but only if it's regulated and if it's calming you. I don't know, it's just not the best thing you can do on a dysregulated nervous system, because it's going to drive you nuts. Your biggest stressor is not the now, is the what this might become. For example, when your thoughts are coming up and be like, okay, let's decide this, right? Or like, what if you caught yourself doing this or thinking that, just rebrand this thought and say, I don't have to decide right now. It's not my priority right now. You can write down those thoughts, or you just can let it flow. Just tell yourself, I will let it come. And I will decide if I will let it flow or if I will keep it and see what it does with me. All the negative thoughts or thoughts that are stressing you out, let it go. I know it's easier said than done, but just literally say it out loud. Let it go. Let it come. Let a thought come. Let a thought go. And it's not affecting me. It's not a part of me. I don't need it right now. It doesn't matter. Just let it go. Let it flow. It all sounds like very spiritual, but it really is. And since I've understood this and started doing this, I swear it really changes. It's just a small little thing, a mental little exercise, but you're getting better and better at it. Number 6, accept neutrality as success. Ooh. While you're chasing joy, your nervous system just needs peace. It needs calm, just rest. It doesn't want to attack the first ambitious idea. It doesn't want to have too much joy, because your nervous system is going to fall back down again and can go from very high to very low, and it's so chaotic. It's so tiring. So just some neutral days. Okay meals, just be okay with the okay and not like the excellent. Don't always go for excellent, fun, amazing, perfect. No, just okay. It's okay. It's good for now, and it's just a routine. Even if the class wasn't like the funnest and the best class ever, it was a fine class. It was an okay class, and that's good. That's good because you went, and that's all that matters. When you get more used to the neutral again, or like the boring again, the fun gets even more fun and exciting. That's why sometimes we have to take steps back in order to take 5 forward again and just enjoy it even more. Yeah, this just did something to my brain. So one last thing. I know this all sounds just so boring because it's just all going to step 1 and staying at step 1 until it's regulated, and just repetition is boring. But it's self-regulating and it's giving you structure, the structure that you may need right now in order to do more special things and in order to think out of the box again. The point is, you don't rebalance your nervous system by adding new practices or new systems or new ideas or new rituals, if that makes sense. You rebalance this by removing the pressure, removing expectation, removing stakes, and being okay with incompletion. And that's hard because we humans want to feel complete. It's also like this perfectionism inside of us. And choosing sameness without the guilt, give yourself this little push by just realizing it, put that phone away immediately, for example, and still do that one push-up you were thinking about. Just one. At least you still did one, and this one is going to add up. Yeah, these are just like the non-materialistic ways of self-regulating your nervous system again. And I think if you do this repeatedly, all these 6 points repeatedly for a few weeks, you will already feel different, and you will notice it's going better, and that you will maybe take the next step again. So that's it for this episode, and nothing really exciting, but it doesn't have to be exciting all the time. It has to be regulated, it has to be structured, and it has to be inspiring, inspire you to become a better person, a better you, and a more healthier you, so you can build that empire that you've always wanted to build. And I'm sure you will be able to one day. It's just you need to regulate your emotions and your body first, so you can actually be stable while building that empire. Okay, thank you so much, my loves, for listening and watching to this new podcast episode, and I will see you in the next one.